Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. This video is just gonna it's gonna be short. It's just showing you what's in bloom in my Bulbophyllum collection. um, so there's three of them in bloom, the others already done. So I'm gonna start here. This one is it's Bulbophyllum Elizabeth and Buckleberry, and it doesn't have a smell, but um, it comes in like a bouquet, or if you call it in a bulbophyllum world. And yeah, I think it flowered before. Yeah, so that's how tall the tail is, maybe 9 inches. Now here is my other one. This one is the no ID that had a lot of flowers last year. It put out, right now it has 5 spikes, and it flowered again, and I still couldn't get a hold of people in Ecuagenera to figure out what is the name of this bulbophyllum, because it flowered in pairs, like that one still developing. See, it comes in twos, and it has very long tail, and it doesn't have a smell. So it has no ID. Thinking, I look at pictures and it looks like more like a fascination, or they have one in their site that's called Bulbophyllum fascinator var Hampliana. Yeah, I tried to talk to the owner when during festival or show, but there it was a busy time, so they gave me a number that's very like an overseas number, so I couldn't contact it. It's, I don't know how, probably, but yeah. So this is my second year that it blooms. Last year it looks to me like a candle hanging in the, if it's at night, because it's kind of white, it's like hanging up in the air, suspended, like cascading. Yeah, that's how it feels to me last year, because I didn't notice it because it's way up, and then I just noticed that cascading white hanging, like, caught my attention. So yeah, so this one, this bulbophyllum, I'm so used to the other pronunciation that I have to correct myself. um the first time I had it 2 years 3 years ago, I wasn't familiar with how to take care of bulbophyllums. um the the first time I killed it, really, because there was a site that it compare it to Vanda, so I let it dry. But usually bulbophyllums like moisture, and you won't get wrong when you put it in shade, like your phalaenopsis. But yeah, so they're, to me, they're intermediate in a shaded area. A few is warm tolerant to hot, like probably this one, because it came from Sulawesi, Borneo area. It tends to get very it gets warm there, but you can put it also in intermediate in a shaded area because they're tropical. It might be warm over there, but they're in a under the trees and they're shaded. So, and they like moisture. So if you're a gardener that loves to water a lot, this is for you. So yeah, so yeah, they love moisture. Actually, don't let it dry too long. so that way they grow well. So this one, I featured this one. This is Bulbophyllum echinolabium. It's a species. While yeah, that I got few days before the Red Dawn show in Spring Hill in Everlast Orchid Supplies. I mean Blooms and Supplies, I think it's called. Anyway, when I show this in the video in my orchid hall in Miami, it finished blooming, but there was a bud coming that in the same spike. So it finally opened. At first, it was just doing that, and then it do that, and then the next thing I know, this one already tilted backward, and the side tilted backward. Yeah, this one is very interesting to me. It's not, if you find it, it's not cheap. Um, this has been used in a lot of hybriding, and because of it has large, I think the largest petals, I think, in the Bulbophyllum um, genera. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah. So that's there's one side that says that. Um, so I'm not very familiar on the flowering stage, but if you see in the back, there's another bud coming behind it. So I think this echinolabium is blooming one at a time, and I don't know how long it's gonna keep blooming, or should I keep the spike for next year and it's gonna flower in the same spike. I'm not familiar with it yet, so it's barely a month with me and it's blooming again, and I'm sure after that the other one will bloom again behind it, the bud. So this is warm growing. Look at the media, it's very thick, like sphagnum moss. um, if you keep your distance a little, you won't smell this one, but this is interesting to me because it put out a smell, and I don't know, if you probably put your nose really close to it, then you really get the blast of that smell, but if you like arm's length, you hardly notice it. I think it's putting out a smell, different smell, just a way for it to attract insect. That's what I'm thinking. Um, anyway, I'm still learning from this orchid species, um, but usually if it's very strong, it put out like a, in your garden, if you have a dead snake and you don't know where it is but it smells bad, that's what it is. Occasionally it put out a smell like a dried fish, and then one time it will smell like a clothes that didn't really dry in the heat or sun. Yeah, kind of. So it put out a little different smell, which is very it's, I don't know, like interesting and fascinating to me, that a plant can do that. But yeah, and she's a pretty flower, and it looks very elegant, and this is how tall that is, and others can have a longer tail too, longer than this one, or bigger probably. Yeah, so I thought I'm gonna share with you my Bulbophyllums in bloom, and yeah, they like it in shade. This warm, it says warm to hot, but I just put it, if I am the one taking care of it, I'll just put it in a warm area, not too hot, you know. It's safer that way. This one probably need a bright light, but the others intermediate, they do well, they do fine. This one in a shaded area and it's still blooming. So yeah, it's something that you can add to your collection. There's also bulbophyllums that have a nice smell to it. I think it's odorissima. I can't remember the others, but they have a fragrance, a mild fragrance, and the others don't have any smell at all. So yeah, something that to think about, to collect in your collection. And they're beautiful. It's the largest bulbophyllum is the largest has the largest orchid species among the genera of orchids, and we're just talking about species, not including hybrids. So yeah, very interesting genera. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you on my next video. Bye now.